I just, I don't know about that. I tell you who probably knows about that and a whole lot more, the media equalizer himself, our good friend Brian Maloney, who joins us every single solitary Friday Eve. Mr. Maloney, thank you for being here, sir.
To stir it up, doesn't he?
He does, and that is a definite stirring, is it not?
It is, but, you laugh, but then at the same time, we have this story in the New York Post today that the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, CBC, the state-run network for Canada, has told its staff not to call 9/11 a terrorist attack in their coverage this year.
What?
So, 9/11, there's a memo that was leaked, and they are not. It says, do not refer to the September 11th attacks as terrorist attacks, just hijackings that led to passenger jet crashes in Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania, and Manhattan.
Brian, come on. No. Look, it's August. Obviously, this is not an April Fool's joke. I cannot. That is disgusting.
So I would say, you know what? Lake Ontario goes.
Screw Lake Ontario at this point. Yeah.
It's done. I mean, that's the government. That's the state broadcaster. That is the government network. So that is, and they are so annoyingly left wing. It's they put our liberal networks to shame.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's, if they are rewriting history to erase terrorism from 9/11, then we're done with Canada. We're just done.
Jeez, good Lord, man!
They can take their bagged milk and
some of us are actually familiar with that bagged milk and buying a pitcher. Right, every Canadian had a milk pitcher that you would put the bag of milk into. Yeah, oh my God. Look, Brian, I mean, you and I are having a good chuckle here, but let's not kid ourselves. That is absolutely the rewriting of history. You and I are of an age, we lived through September 11th, 2001. We know exactly what happened. This is why I think it's so insulting that this Mamdani character from New York is saying, I'm absolutely going to the events, and he's a guy who was buddy-buddy with those who supported the very attacks.
Yeah, and watch what he says, because he will go out of his way to remove terrorism, and of course the word, Islamic, that'll be removed.
Oh, sure.
Right? I mean, So these guys are rewriting history and turning 9/11 into some kind of an accident or some kind of tragedy, like it was, like it was what happened in Nepal yesterday,
Yeah. Yeah, just an act of nature, right? Yeah, geez.
It's
just flooding.
An act of nature. Right. And, I would say God, but I don't think these people believe in God.
Yeah.
So, so that's where we're at. I think they are actively trying to brainwash the younger generation that was born after 9/11, who wasn't alive that day. And,
Well, you know what, Brian? They're doing a very good job. I just on a personal basis, and where Heidi and I spent so many years living outside of Boston, and of course, very far left-wing territory. It always felt like I was behind enemy lines, even though I pretty much lived down the street from Governor Baker. It was crazy. But with that, September 11th was a page in Harry's book at school, and by the time Joe was doing history, it was less than a page. And they only had any insight because they both had the same history teacher who was a little kid, apparently, if I recall, at the time of September 11th. Well, now that guy is, I don't know if he's retired, but he's probably getting close to it. So the next generation only learned about it on half a page in a history book. So God only knows what kids today are going to be.
Well, I mean, now we have the Mamdani generation, right? The outright communists, the outright Marxists who are they just can't wait to take over the entire country. They've already got a piece of it, and they can't wait to grab the rest.
Yeah.
I mean, think of who we had as mayor on 9/11. We had Giuliani, who did such an incredible job. I mean, he he was epic.
Yeah.
Absolutely epic as mayor.
Yes.
And, I mean, imagine if we hadn't had him as mayor that day. Can you imagine?
Oh.
And to sink as low as New York has since into the depths of just hell, basically, with Mamdani. I mean, he basically a demonic mayor.
Yeah. It is crazy to think that we have gone in this short period of time, 25 years, from America's mayor, Rudy Giuliani, basically suiting up and getting out there and doing what needed to be done to save New York City, to now a guy is doing everything possible to usher New York City onto the heaps of history and put it in the back. Let me ask you to address a couple of other things that are related to this, Brian, as we talk about sort of the cleansing of certain stories, because that's what this is. You have CBC now saying, hey, nobody in Canada is going to hear September the 11th referred to as a terrorist attack. We have the rewriting, if you will, in New York City. But I would posit that much of this started shortly after September the 11th, when different platforms like Facebook, as an example, Facebook punished me. They suspended me. Like I was in Facebook timeout because on the anniversary of September the 11th, a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, I posted videos of the human beings who had a choice. They could burn alive in the World Trade Center or they could jump to their death. There was no getting out of it alive. And I thought to myself, this is the message we all have to keep close to our heart. We have to know where we were placed as a nation. And Facebook said, oh, well, it's inappropriate to share that. And they just removed it. And now if you do a good internet search, boy, it's going to take you far more than just a couple of clicks to get a hold of the very videos that define what we went through 25 years ago.
No, and you're absolutely right. I mean, Silicon Valley has done such an insidious job of rewriting history in their own way and cleansing whatever it is they don't like. I mean, they really control the flow of information, even more so now with AI.
Yes.
Because now you're not even searching for information anymore. Now the AI bot is simply telling you what the answer is. They're taking the search away and replacing it with a standard answer. And the bot has been programmed to downplay what happened, and it's absolutely sick. And this is, but you know, the one ray of hope here is that if you talk to young people, say kids, you know, not kids, but, you know, adults, I guess, under 25 in particular, or even under 30, they absolutely despise AI. And they don't like Silicon Valley. They don't like these companies. You know, it's actually people more in our age range that just seem to be taken in by Silicon Valley and its evil empire. And maybe because they like seeing stock prices go up or something, but these companies are hideous.
They are.
And but young people despise AI because they see it as taking their jobs away. You know, they've worked hard, they've gone through school, they've gone through college, and then they're told they can't get a job, you know, between AI or because, you know, their job's been taken by an H-1B. You know, that's the other thing. So one way or the other, young people are being cheated out of the economy, and they know it. But AI is a big part of that. So, I mean, that's the one thing that we've got here. But, you know, when I see people using AI for everything, I mean, first of all, the information is either sloppy or it's wrong or it's downright dishonest. And that's the category we're in right here, dishonest.
Yeah.